But you disagreed. You want to date multiple people at the same time, it sounds like.
Yeah, I think it's great to have a roster, and then also you don't get your feelings hurt, and it's just nice.
It's not that hard to date one person at a time.
But then someone drops off, you put another one on. To be fair, I haven't dated anyone in so long, but like when I did used to date, I would have a roster. And then what
was the most you've ever had on your roster?
Oh God. No, only like 3 or 4.
And these were all men you were like sleeping with at the same time?
Yeah, sleeping with, going on dates with and stuff like that.
I mean, I'm just gonna be super upfront, like that's disgusting. No offense. I'm not trying to like say that to be rude, but like it's the thought of being intimate with a woman who's like just had sex with another guy is repulsive.
I wouldn't have like come straight from obviously shagging
that's
someone
very
else.
nice of
it's
you.
okay. I would have
Showered
showered a little bit before. Maybe like wash it out a little bit.
Would you use condoms or no? Yeah, that's a no. She wouldn't use condoms. Yeah, to me it's just
but it's different because like these guys I would be dating, they'd be doing the exact same.
Yeah, it's
so like
that's fucking disgusting. Oh.
And you don't want to be caught up like, oh my gosh, I really like this guy. Like you put all your eggs in one basket, and you're not really liking them, and then they're like dating a whole other.
So what's the alternative? Just like, okay, I'm just gonna fuck a bunch of dudes and just be dating a bunch of people at the same time. Like I realize I acknowledge that if you do the like dating one person at a time, like if that person breaks your heart, like it's gonna hurt a lot more than like, oh, well, I've got 3 other girls I can fall back, or I got 3 other guys. I get that, but I think it's...
Denim went from 7 to 1. Foul.
Oh.
The worst part is the man wouldn't know any different.
No, but like I'm dating people who are sleeping around.
Well, they're doing the same thing.
Yeah, so it's not like I'm doing them anyway.
Yeah, I think men should stop doing it, and I think women should stop doing it.
But then, yeah, that's just agree to disagree.
What do you mean agree to disagree?
Well, that's just like your view, because you only date girls who would, be with you, and if I'm doing this, I'd only date guys that are doing the same. And like obviously these are only on like the first few 2 or 3 dates. If I actually start to really like someone, why would I spend time with other men? You know what I mean?
Wait, is your argument, is your position? Well, I'm trying to protect myself from getting hurt, so my solution to the potentiality of getting hurt, where I like give all of my attention to one guy, is to just fuck a bunch of men at the same time as like a coping mechanism for potential hurt or rejection.
It's a coping mechanism. It's just protecting your feelings.
That's cope. It's your method for coping with.
Well, then I guess yeah.
Okay.
So then you don't end up like.
Look, I mean, I totally acknowledge that's how a lot of people in the dating marketplace are moving, both men and women. They're dating multiple people, sleeping with multiple people. I mean, I think it's risky for your health, but I also just...
I would not necessarily sleep with all of them, but it's good to have comparison as well. Like
comparison? You mean when it comes to sex?
No, as in when it comes to dates. Like if you
I'll hammer the point. I'm going to hammer the point home. Even if if the most beautiful woman in the world wanted to just instantly have sex with me, but I knew she just had sex with another guy, I don't care how hot her body is, I don't care how hot she is, it's a no. I don't even, if you are engaged, if you're having sex with other men, I don't care how hot you are, it's a dunzo for me.
And find a real man.
Derek, thank you, bro.
STDs must not matter to you. How are you going to explain this when you get to the wall?
What's the wall?
Do better, kings, and stay true to the mission.
What's the wall?
The wall. What's the saying? The wall never... I don't know.
What is the wall?
Well, I mean, if you were sleeping with these guys, and you said you're only going to date other performers or only marry another performer, is that right?
Yeah.
What was...
Well, no, I as long as someone's like happy, they know.
We looked up a stat and we found it. What was it? 3 years after a porn star gets married.
Oh, there's a 25% likelihood that a porn star will have a marriage that lasts 3 years.
Yeah, I think a lot of porn stars come from trauma and come from broken families, and so they don't believe in marriage. But personally, in my case, I do. And so that's...
But should we encourage them to keep going down that path or help heal that pain and trauma with love? honor, respect, dignity, and help these women in whatever way that we need. Because some of these women are out there for money, some are out for fame, some are out for all types of things. And these serious abuse as children is very difficult.
No, I agree. A lot of women who are in porn need therapy. Like, they are fucked. Like, obviously, I talk to a lot of my colleagues, and like the stories that they've been through is awful and very traumatic. And just a lot of people in the industry are like that.
But a lot of people in the industry are happily married and have successful relationships as well, and do it because they like the lifestyle. They like sex. They like partying.
There's always outliers.
It's a much lesser percentage. There is a stat that shows open marriages, so people who are sleeping with people they're not married to. The divorce rate is 92%.
92.
Yeah, because 92%. So
it's not a normal thing, but I mean,
yes, it's much lower.
I have a question for you, OF girls. Does it ever get tiring, like physically, like for so much work?
Dude, after a day, like especially if it's like an actual, like porn set. After the day, I'm exhausted. I feel like I've run a marathon.
Right.
Like,
the other
really
day,
exhausted.
I was in Vegas and I filmed so much. I told my friend, I'm like, oh my god, like I think I pulled my pussy. Like, I had worked so
can be really
much.
painful.
Like, and I was just like walking a little funny.
Yeah, oh definitely. Like especially because all the guys in porn are huge, and so like you can, especially if you're working day after day after day. Well, guys,
it's not easy at all.
It can be really sore down there, of course. But yeah, so it can be like, you know,
tiring.
Definitely. And when you go to like a day when you're like really sore and you go to work and you're like, okay, just take it really slow to start off with because it hurts.
Do you ever find it like mentally exhausting, or do you think more just like physically exhausting?
Definitely, yeah, mentally as well, because like you're having to kind of act most of the time.
A little bit of both, mostly physically for me.
Yeah, and also like if you're doing the like social media side of things, like with all
it takes
you know,
a lot of time.
that takes a lot, and like the hate you get and everything like behind that, the social stigmas and just like everything that comes with it is really mentally exhausting. And it can be hard as well because like people will literally like, I'm sure you guys get it, DM you, kill yourself, like you're a waste of space, like you need to die basically. And
I tend to ignore those. I try not to read the comments. I'll only read like the ones that I'll like just skim through them. I'll only read the ones that I want, like from the people that I talk to. Because there is a lot of hate. There's a lot of hate.
Oh yeah. What?
Wait, were you involved with Jason Love?
Yeah.
The guy who was
the big black cock.
Oh god. This girl.
You just like been and like peeked to my Twitter and then come back?
No, there was a super chat that came in about Jason Love was with Adam 22's wife, Lena, who we've had on the show. But so you were with him too?
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, he's actually really sweet. He's very gentle. You know what? For such a big guy, he's very gentle speaking. Like he's like.
That's good.
When I worked with him, he was so like, let's do whatever you want. He was like super nice. Like just like, I want to do the positions you want to do, whatever you want to do. It's all about you. And yeah, he was really nice. But fucking hell, did he stretch me out? Sorry. Sorry, Andrew.
You're disappointing Andrew Tate over here.
Is Andrew your friend?
I wouldn't say friends, but this was a long time ago. This is before his arrest and his cancellation. I had messaged him with him briefly on Instagram back and forth and invited or recommended, or not right, getting tongue-tied here, suggested we do a collaboration, but it never manifested. Then he shortly thereafter got banned on Instagram. Then he was, got into the trouble. Yeah. So, but I don't know what the status is of his case. I don't know. Anyways, we'll see how that plays out. We have, actually, wait, before I pull this up, I had two things I want to say. P.S. This is for the men watching. Men, you're allowed to have preferences, standards, and boundaries. And I think the very bare minimum, my recommendation for men here is, if a girl is sleeping with another man, you don't date her. Like that, to me, should be obvious. It should be self-evident. But like, that should be the
unless
bare
you're into
minimum.
That.
No,
unless you're into
don't.
That.
Well, don't be into it because it's haram and it's kind of gross and it's kind of cuck shit. So, it's definitionally you would be kind of a cuck if you're into your girl sleeping with other men.
Wife.
Oh God. Okay. We need some holy water. Is
just
it?
Pour it.
What?
Spill them.
I do think it is like kind of peculiar to get enjoyment from seeing your wife have sex with other men. Like, to me,
yeah, it's called being a cuck.
You should have Adam 20. You should have Adam 22 on and just pick his brain.
Is it wrong to shame that though? I feel like I
think it's wrong
kind
to
of
shame.
Shameful.
Yeah, I feel
you think
like
it's wrong to shame.
Yes.
I do think it is, but is it not shameful to like allow your wife to have sex with other men and you're in the corner like?
I mean, if it gets them off, and it works for them as a couple.
That's dysfunctional, though. I do think it's dysfunctional.
The world is dysfunctional. The world is
sure, but like I just at
we
bare
can't
minimum,
fix everybody.
Gentlemen,
We could try, but we
do
can't
not
fix
pursue
everybody.
women who are engaged with other men in a sexual capacity. I'm sure most of you that's already your standard, but don't be shamed.
But if you
don't feel ashamed
to it.
What do you mean? No, gentlemen. This is your new standard from now on. If a woman is sexually involved with another man, you don't even pursue her for casual sex.
What
guys.
about if she's involved with another woman?
I would still say she's having sexual activity with another person.
So it would be the same
I suppose
thing would apply.
A lot of guys
it's
would
not
be okay with
as
women.
bad, I suppose, but it's still suboptimal. It's undesirable, I would argue.
Yeah.
It's different, but it's not.
People think it's not.
And also, I mean, to take it a step further, gentlemen, you're allowed to have standards, and a good standard to have is maybe we can make a change in the world. Don't date women who are dating other men. Just a recommendation for you. Maybe some of you are okay with it. Maybe you don't care. But you're allowed to have standards, gentlemen. Consider it.